Okay. After releasing a healing build, we've got to balance it out with a damage build.
We're almost ready to get this game started.
So, strong damage. What power do you think we're going to go for? So against Orisa, Cassidy, there's a Junkrat, Kiriko, and a Moira. And I take a little bit of time at the start of this game to like decide what power I want to go for, what build. Shall I go for a kind of precarious potency heal build? If I'm going for damage, do I want to go for Phantasm or Chain Grasp? As you can see, I'm really debating it, like looking at the composition. Ultimately, I feel like going for an Orb build with the Kiriko, like I'd want to go the Orb build if Orisa goes a Fortify kind of sustainy build, but the Kiriko, nearly every Kiriko is getting that cleanse ult building ability in round 5. I think every Kiriko is just using the same build right now. And I think ultimately that sways the decision. So I end up going for Chain Grasp. And my way of thinking here is that enemy Moira is probably going to go for some sort of Chain Grasp because they're against a Diva. So immediately we're kind of balancing that out. The second one is somebody needs to stand in front of that Orisa. I don't imagine Diva's just going to be head-on fighting against the Orisa, so why don't I do it? So I can build anti-Orisa, and look at that. They've got the deployer barrier when they overheat. Chain Grasp goes through deployed barriers. So that's why I was kind of excited with a mouse there. So, going into round 1. The Junkrat spam is going to be annoying. Also, Chain Grasp Moira is going to be annoying. So are those spears by the looks of it. Have to fade up and get the mini. May's got our ice block, but we're in a nice position now to do a load of damage over onto several players. Of course, it is both the supports. We have to fade back, look for heals. May used ice block earlier, so we've got to get the heals over onto her. Junkrat's low health, so we just snipe him off, and Diva's low health. Gets around the corner, so we're going to try and heal that up along with the Kiriko. Now, because we used our orb, we want to fade forward, just because we wanted to try and get some of that Chain Grasp off, and we were out of range originally. Don't have it now, but launch a new one. We can get Chain Grasp on the clone. That also prevents Kiriko from getting some of the heal money. Killing the clones is a little bit different now, as Diva just about escapes around the corner. He would try and use the Chain Grasp over onto the Orisa. Didn't look like it did damage actually, but I'm pretty sure it does work through the Orisa shield. There's now more Chain Grasp and damage over onto the Orisa. Both Moira's use Coalescence. Cassie takes it down though from the side. Team's still doing really well here though. So money's looking good. We've already made 5.7k. It's unfortunate to die here because we could get even more cash just by staying alive. Yeah, staying alive is one of the best ways really to generate cash, but so is big heals and big damage. So, and also we're trying to win the round more so than just make money. Orisa low health, we get a little assist on that. Kiriko also goes down at the side. We push the Junkrat. Get hit by that, so we've got to kind of back off just in case the Moira pushes us. Get ready to exit out of there. Enemy team's in the spawn, and yeah, pretty straightforward round 1 to be honest. We get MVP. I've already looked at the amount of cash that we've earned. 13,198, and what I've done in my head is gone 4k, 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 1k. Right, because 4, 8, 12, 13. So with that, I know I'm going to get 3 of the 4k damage items. And then I've got 1k for my survival, which allows me to get electrolytes. So shield buster, advanced nanobiotics, wrist wraps, and electrolytes. So we'd already done the maths, and basically that just means that shield buster is going to be really good when we're attacking the Orisa, because it's going to help us get through the armor early. And then advanced nanobiotics, as we're taking damage, probably from the Orisa, we'll get that boost as well. And then wrist wraps is going to give us ability power and attack speed, which is just everything we're using to attack with.
The arena is ready and waiting.
So yeah, just reading how often she can get that barrier. Weapon lifesteal means she'll have some sustain. Junkrat's gone for spam.
What's up?
Enemy Moira, attack speed, weapon power and armor for their Chain Grasp. They didn't opt for ability power or any additional survival. So looking now, so they're going for basically full attack speed. They've got the ability power. It's a good choice to get them on for cost efficiency. They've only got 239 health, which is pretty low. Still, they are like max damage, so we've got to just be aware of that. We don't have to care too much. It's more out of curiosity what they're building. So we couldn't get any of the chain grasp damage there. D.Va's over that side. We want to provide a heal while we wait for our orb to come up. Now we can fire an orb even if it's the Orisa, because we're dealing some damage to Cassidy in the back. D.Va finishes him off. His Maze on the point is forced to ice block. So we've got our chain grasp here. Attack the Orisa barrier and the Orisa. Still didn't look like we did damage to it. I have to keep an eye out for that one. I'm like pretty sure it works on the deployable shield, because it does on Sigma. So now just make sure we stay on the point. Unlucky from the May to get annihilated by that Junkrat. We fire an orb up there, but the junk bounces off in a different direction. Cassidy just gets that final falling shot on us, and we actually get taken down. It's going to cost us quite a lot of money, because this is a real peak money generation time. Got to get the sprays on the wall. Like, top 500 tips there. So just fire a damage orb. I don't think realistically we're going to get to the soldier. He's either going to sprint out or, yeah, or die getting out there. Got fade back. It sounds like someone's going to push us, considering the orb, but because we've got chain grasp, I didn't fire it preemptively. Now we attack the Orisa. We did try to get the Mega. I think she might have got it. Not sure either way. In comes the damage again. Rotate around. Give a nice little heal to the Cassidy. D.Va's over onto the point. It's going to be hard to get her up in health. Cassidy High Noon's in the little doorway for some reason. As D.Va pushes, I can't really step out yet. There's the High Noon. Looks like it was cancelled. Maybe just used it to zone our team. As now we've got a heal orb with us. And the heal orb plus grasp, we would survive against the Moira Coalescence, but Orisa was also shooting us, so we do get taken down. Mail over onto the point, but D.Va's down, so anyone who does get frozen, Soldier is still there, but no one actually did get frozen by it. Our team's trying to take the point back, but we haven't got any supports there. As our Soldier runs off, D.Va is over onto the point. Fire a heal orb over to the Soldier. Moira's on the point, does fade away. Now Cassidy to our left, we've got the Orisa that, again with the shield buster, it's quite nice still to attack the Orisa. Take the Mega here, use our Coalescence to try and heal D.Va, but it's also lining up enemy players. And we're still doing the same thing. We know we can tank a fair amount of shots. I faded there because I was predicting a spear, but the spear didn't actually come out. When the Orisa's low, it's like they're going to spear just to get that damage off. Otherwise, they'd wait until you're a bit low to try and use it as a finisher. So D.Va's over at the front on 84%. Pushing players back, try and get that chain grasp damage in. We're going to have to fade back here though, surely. Orisa pushes forward. We attack Moira, she fades. We know where she's going to the point. Chain grasp is doing damage over onto them. It would have done more, but the fact that there was 4 players there, including the Kiriko clone, meant it was pretty much healed up. May's over on the point. We're attacking the Orisa. We judge here that we can kill the Orisa before the Orisa can kill the May. Now just heal her up, get her health back up. Cassidy rolls over onto the point. High Noons, we try and get behind them so that the damage is split. May gets one shot afterwards. And yeah, they do manage to clean us up here. Not much time left, 80%, and looking at the spawn timers, a lot of players still with 7 seconds. So yeah, it's unlikely that we're going to touch the point again here. The May says, Moira, heal, bro. I think they meant Moira. That's really frustrating because they got high nooned and then one shot. And there's no way that anyone in the game is going to heal them up to survive that. So at this point we realize, yeah, what's the point in trying to argue with someone with that level of game understanding? So we do what I would recommend all of you should do in this situation.
What tactics will the teams come up with this round?
First of all, we'll look at our items. So we can sell electrolytes. That's going to give us 10k to buy Phantasmic Flux. He said, I am dying by your side, but you are just DPS. I'm just going to meet you now. Save us all some time. Problem dealt with. Now, when you do this kind of stuff, sometimes there's a chance that they just throw the game because they know they're muted. So the only way that they can actually get their frustrations out is to just throw the game, but I think this is a quick way to deal with issues like that. I get their frustration. They got killed with a healer next to them, but nothing that we could have done in that situation. Also, our build's not built for like mega healing. It's built for damage.
The arena is calling.
So deciding on the power here, there's 3 options really. Precarious Potency, Cross Orbal, or Ethereal Excision. Time's running out and I'm thinking, you know what? If I'm going to be head-on against the Orisa, Ethereal Excision is going to give me that lifesteal combined with Phantasmic Flux. Because we've got that item, Ethereal Excision gains even more value. Because now the lifesteal that we get from it is going to also give us overhealth from Phantasmic Flux. So it's quite a good round 3 item if you've got Phantasmic Flux there. So D.Va goes up top, so we've got to follow with a little fade jump. Here the Junkrat. D.Va went over to do a slam. Didn't get the kill though. We had a nice little combo there and accidentally faded off of the high ground. I only meant to just fade up there, but a rare mechanical mistake. Now Cassidy's shooting us behind, so we have to fade down the bottom. We can't fade up top. There's 3 players there. Cassidy pushes around. We try and get some damage over onto the Junkrat, but combination of the spam and the Cassidy shot takes us down.
They're taking the robot. Bothersome.
So now, this is a pretty tricky place to play with Chaingrass Moira, because you're generally out of range of players on the high ground, so we opt to go over to this left side. They've got the heal orb there, so we're not really going to out-damage them, plus the Junkrat spam's coming in, we need to get out of that corner. Makes sense to rotate, but again, just try and chain grasp here. We know that they've got the heal orb as well. Got to make sure that we apply some healing because of Moira's chain grasp. Now there's the coalescence as well. So we're kind of switching into a heal build here. Heal play even. So we want to get the chain grasp damage first before we use our ult. Get around the corner, let it recharge a little bit of our health so we don't just get cancelled out by a spear. Now we're trying to do healing. We're trying to utilize the Kiriko ult as well. Orisa pushes us back. We tried to take the Mega, but actually I think we may have got it this time. As our Orisa does get taken down, but so does our D.Va. We're low health. We fade up here. We can't be there with that Moira orb as well. If the Cassidy pushes us that way, we do die. Instead, it's a Kiriko clone that walks around the corner. Doesn't have that much health, so we're okay. There's a Moira here. We're low health, so we've got to fade, bounce a heal orb. Looking to heal if the Mei retreated, but instead she opts to go forward. Kiriko Suzu saves our player there, but yeah, they get taken down. So there's still a Cassidy here, using the terrain very nicely actually. It's very difficult to get chain grasp. We're hoping that somebody else peeks so that we can get the damage out onto them. Fade back just in case there's a flashback. And so any opportunities we get when we've got our orb, we really want to spread that the damage out. There we go, they've pushed back here. Now we actually get the damage. Mei freeze as well. We take down quite a few players. Risk gets taken down. We fade jump up top to pressure the Junkrat, who for some reason isn't there. So then we jump down and we can't find him there, but we did hit the Moira. And so try and attack her before she gets her fade again. She does get taken down. Now we push the Junkrat. Fire a little orb in front. And yeah, Junk gets taken down as well. However, there's only 22 seconds left. And we've got a lot of pushing to do. So this could be problematic. D.Va's gone in there, so we want to also go in with the AoE damage. D.Va's now dropped out, so we also want to leave. Use Coalescence, hug in the wall to make sure that we don't just get instantly stunned by Cassidy. You'd have to move all the way to the edge. To bounce a heal orb in that little room just to provide us with some sustain. Of course, when we're in front of the Orisa shield, we're not getting any of that healing, so we have to play around it. And Orisa's over on the... Yeah, so we forgot about the objective. So, enemy team takes the lead. We do get quite a bit of money in there. Enemy Moira's actually earned more than us total, though. That's because round 2 was kind of abysmal. But hey, what can you do? And yeah, our tank basically says the same thing. It's like, well, that happens. It also was quite unlikely that we were going to win as well. Pushing as far as they did, when they've got Junkrat Orisa, there's a lot of big ults that could just shut down players who have to stay on the objective in overtime. So we'd rather not be in overtime situations against that composition. So we picked Weapon Jammer. Weapon Jammer's really good, especially if we're attacking like the Orisa or Chaingrass Moira that's building attack speed. It reduces their attack speed while also increasing ours and gives us weapon power. So you're kind of, with Weapon Jammer, you're getting 25 armor and you're also getting 10% weapon power plus 10% attack speed when you're attacking someone, which with Moira is constantly, and you're reducing theirs by 10 if they've got bonus. So you're kind of getting plus 20 minus 10 for the enemy team, so it's almost like plus 30 on the target you're attacking. You don't get plus 30 items in this game, not really, not for that cost. So Weapon Jammer is a fantastic item for Moira. It's one of the... I actually think it's her best, like, damage output item that you can get. And most people would kind of ignore it because you'll see things like booster jets. Enemy Moira's gone for booster jets, actually. Which give the 20% attack speed, and you go, yeah, that's a big number. But Weapon Jammer kind of does more. And it gives you the 25 armor, which makes it a bit less painful if you have to sell your armored vest early on. So we push up top. Orisa pushes over there. Outside, she's very low health, but suddenly got a massive spike of damage, and the Junkrat spam pushes us over to the side. And now we've gone from a really nice position to a horrible one as Cassidy gets speared off of the map. Chain Grasp's doing a bit of work here. Unfortunately, we lost all the targets, so we didn't get the max time with it. D.Va's now pushing in towards the enemy team. We take a Junkrat kill on the way in, but now Chain Grasp really showing its power. A lot of the enemy players do go low, but crucially, we're not actually getting the kills. So now that D.Va's there, we fire one more. Chain Grasp again doing a bit of damage. However, keeping the players out of the point did mean that we were able to kill their tank. So bounce an orb there. Chain Grasp again doing huge damage on the enemy team. Unfortunately, Suzu'd with that overhealth means that a lot of it was just offset immediately. It's a very strong item with Kiriko. She's probably the strongest support in Stadium right now. But not in a really frustrating way, right? It's actually in quite a good way. Like, the clone build was her being the strongest in a frustrating way. This is actually just a very strong support. Mining comes in from Cassidy. We've got to avoid that one. The team does survive. D.Va pushes in. We want to apply a little heal over time, but then also try and get the damage out. Orisa ult comes in. We've got a Mei wall excellently placed, so Orisa's not going to do too much. D.Va mech is popped. Does use the bomb, which, yeah, that in combination with us takes down the Orisa. Junkrat isolated up top, so we want to take him out before the Kiriko clone starts healing him. And now we've just got lots of players weak, which is Chain Grasp City, but D.Va's trying to keep us alive with Defense Matrix. Excellently done from her. As Moira's over onto the point. Now, I would normally step a little bit back when that tire comes in, but because I wanted to get the Chain Grasp in case anyone was still weak up there, I stepped forward and luckily it didn't take us out. Orisa's low health on the point. We've got to fade this. We mistime it very slightly. But it's okay because it wasn't enough to kill us anyway. Now we use Coalescence on the point. Our team take the round. And we earned quite a lot that round. At least I feel like we did. Didn't get MVP though. Nearly 11k. Kiriko got significantly more actually. Round 5, the awkward one for the power. So, options here. No, right, so first I want to see what items I can kind of get before I decide on the power, because the power's not too essential. Booster jets would be really nice here. I don't need the Moira Grasp range. I really don't like that item. I think it's too expensive for the extra like 2 meters that you get from it. So yeah, booster jets would be, it fits kind of in the cash. It leaves us with, what, 1.1k or something left. So looking at the map, just to think, is there anything else? Looking at the powers, wondering if I want to take Void Hoppers. So that's why I checked the Junkrat there to say, has he got the burn over time? But then you realize, hey, look, we've got a Kiriko, so maybe not a good idea. So just dynamically thinking about the items. We go booster jets, now we've got 1.3k left. So the items that we can sell, the blues, are 4k, 4k, and 6k. And I'm looking at that Icy Coolant, but it's 5.5, so I'd have to sell the 6k to then buy that. And then there's no other item that I'd want to buy with that remaining money, so we may as well just leave it as it is. Scientific Death Odd, we're considering it. But I'd only want to get Scientific Death Odd really if I have Vanadium, or if I'm built like max attack speed AP. Just to use the ult. So we go for Cross Orbital because we're having to stand in front of Orisa, and also Cassidy's putting out quite a bit of damage. And it would just be nice to have a bit more sustain. It also means that we've got at least 1 orb power. If the game starts becoming a bit of a disaster, then we could transition. Let's say we get multi-ball in round 7. Then we could actually go into a debuff orb with Chain Grasp. So it does give us a bit more flexibility. If we go for Scientific Death Odd or Void Hoppers, we're just stuck on a weapon power build. And you never know how the game's going to go, because players can just build completely differently in the rounds. Now, we're actually dealing a lot of damage over onto the Orisa now. She's not the tankiest Orisa build out there. We somehow get stuck on a little trap. As, now we put some damage in. There's a lot of weak players over there. Chain Grasp comes in. Huge damage output. AoE. That just shows the power of the Chain Grasp right there. Nothing the enemy team could do about it. And someone does actually go on the objective for us, which is very nice of them. Doing a bit more damage. Huge slam from the D.Va. That D.Va did so much damage over onto that Orisa. May have to look at their build, because that looks like it could be kind of wild. Now it's the classic spawn camp. We're looking for anyone who extends just far enough out. We've just got to be aware that we need to fade at some point. Fading up here is quite nice. It's only really the Cassidy that's a threat, because he can get us before we can drop off of the back wall. We're trying to use that Chain Grasp as well, as much as we can. In comes a tire. It's gone out to the right hand side. We fade actually a bit early, but our D.Va does take down the tire. Now, have they got? Can they use this opportunity to get back to the point? Orisa's pushing, Kiriko's pushing. Bit of an awkward fade. Now I got the Kiriko weak there, and we're just hoping that the Chain Grasp would do the work there, but it didn't because she was out of range of it. So now we're over onto the point. Kiriko does get taken down. Heal bouncing there. We've got an ult, and you'd instinctively just think, hey, use that ult. But actually, when you're on a full weapon power build, Moira's Grasp will do more damage than the ult will do, and you'll get more sustain than you'll get from Coalescence healing. That's why Vanadium's quite a good item with this build, because the more attack speed, weapon power that you get, generally the more your ult starts to suck. So we get MVP this time, 12k extra cash. Now this one gets kind of interesting with the money, because we've still got a bunch of blue items. Yeah, we just got enough that if we sell one of those blue items, we can afford any of the weapon power items in the game. And there's so many ways to do this. So the way that I like to do it is I'd probably sell like maybe all 3 of the blues just to work out how much money I've got. Now I want to keep Shield Buster in this situation. So with these 2 item slots, I've now got 23k. So looking at max health, because Volskaya Ordnance is an option if we want to really target the Orisa. Codebreaker can also work. So we could get Codebreaker and Volskaya Ordnance, and that makes us an absolute Orisa destroyer of worlds.
Our teams have 20 seconds left.
We still have 4.8k though. So actually, I have the Spider as 14k. I opt to sell Weapon Jammer. I think I should have sold Booster Jets, but this way it's just we maximize our money. Booster Jets is 11k, whereas Weapon Jammer is 10k, which by the way I think is too cheap for Weapon Jammer. But I'm not complaining, right? So yeah, we opt to get that. We maximize our cash, and now we haven't. Orisa isn't gonna like us. Like, she doesn't have enough survivability. She's got quite a lot of health on her, but Volskaya Ordnance is going to mean the amount of weapon power that we can put out is huge. It's a little bit awkward when using Chain Grasp, because you actually want Orisa to be the last one in the chain when that happens. But yeah, Orisa kind of gets shredded a bit. If she's not receiving healing, she just does not survive that long against us. Chain Grasp coming in here. We want to finish off the Cassidy first. Junkrat's there as well. The Moira, we just heard. It's unlikely we're going to be able to actually attack him, but you know, a little bit. So head over to spawn. If anyone else steps out, they'll get the Chain Grasp effect on them. D.Va has pushed him for a slam as well. I think D.Va's recognizing that I deal quite a big chunk of damage, and they can use their slam as a finisher. Got to watch the Junkrat spam, which is why we're playing kind of around here. Junkrat there a little bit isolated, but there's no other target to Chain Grasp off of. Still attacking that Orisa, who is receiving healing. Cassidy does stun us, but the overhealth from Phantasmic Flux helps quite a lot there. Use our ult here because it allows us to also heal. We do have a lot of attack speed as well, so the ult isn't completely worthless. Vanadium is kind of still nice. We didn't really consider it though, just because of how the money was working out. I think it would be a consideration for round 7 actually. So trying to keep players in spawn. We do take a shot though. Cassidy's a bit scary here. Hits the stun. We just about survive it and have to fade back using the map topology. As now Orisa comes in. Make sure we clear out of there. I always delay the fade a little bit because I kind of want to encourage the Orisa to charge up for a bit longer just to give my team some time to escape, because I can instantly leave at any point. And now, of course, we have to write this to the main. Moira, heal! Just because it's like, yeah, demonstrating we clearly didn't need to heal much that game. You know, we've got 34k damage. We've got more damage than our DPS combined. Like roughly the same. Wasn't needed. The game was pretty, yeah, pretty well managed, I think. So yeah, guys, hope you liked that one. Chain grass builds are always fun. I hope they're fun to watch as well. See you next time.